Hey everybody, it's Boardman21, and today's build is going to be the Necromancer Minion Mayhem. Basically what we're going to have going on, as you might have imagined from the title, is have as many minions as possible and have them doing all of the damage for you, while you, with your little bit of survivability, tend to kite around and just kind of hide and try and not and get hit at all. The damage on this is really good. The survivability on this for you is really bad. So go for high dodge, go for things that'll make you as defensive as possible without taking a lot of the prefix slots. With that being said, as you go through this, there's a couple of skills I would have liked to use and will probably use in the future that are currently bugged. One being Sacrifice. When you sacrifice your minions, which it's really easy to sacrifice your Wraiths because you get so many of them so quickly, and turn them into blood wraths. Unfortunately, in the sacrifice bar it said that it would cost 10 mana per one that you sacrificed, and then in the nod next to it you can get up to negative 10 mana. I assume that means that the blood wrath would be free for up to a 30% chance of getting one. Unfortunately, when we chained our sacrifice, and every time we got rid of 60 minions we would get 10 to 15 wraths, but we were negative 100 mana, so it was still taking all of our mana, and therefore we couldn't get to 100 minions because we were unable to get to it that way. But we did manage to break 80 to 90 minions, and if you hit a shrine on a Monolith of Fate run that gives you mana regen and cooldown, you can get to like 130. It's pretty crazy. It's a lot of minions, and if you sacrifice just for damage, it's a lot of damage. You can one-shot anything if they're all surrounding the boss. With that, let's go ahead and get into the skills. For skills, we're running Summon Wrath, Transplant, Summon Skeleton Mage, and Wandering Spirits. For Summon Wraths, we want as many of them as fast as possible, costing the least amount of mana, and we're not really getting our damage out of them. Most of our damage will still come from the Wandering Spirits, but that being said, we put 2 points in Reapers, 4 points in Wrathbringer, 1 point in Locus of Resurrection, 2 points in Haunting, 2 points in Dark Scythe, 1 point in Echoes Inside, 5 points in Stygian River, and 3 points in Army of the Wraths. For Transplant, we're no longer using Rip Blood so as a specialized skill, but we still have this cast it to give us a little bit of HP whenever we go. But we want mana back, and we want all of our health regen since we aren't running Enzanguius. So we have 2 points in Bone Armor, 2 points in Apostasy, 1 point in Drink Deep. This gives us all of our health regenerated back. 1 point in Simulacrum, 1 point in Purgatory, and this gives us another skeleton or another minion count. 1 point in Sticky Blood, 3 points in Siphon, 1 point in Acolyte's Fervor, 2 points in Sadism, and the 3 points in Pale Blood, so that you restore 30% of your missing mana every time that you transplant. And 3 points in Dance of Blood for those Rip Blood casts. This will bring some health back to you. For Summon Skeletons, we went with the maximum number of skeletons and kind of went with their arrow attacks and some leech. So we got 5 points in Marrow Tap, 2 points in Necrotic Conviction, 1 point in Hollow Walkers, 3 points in Unholy Rage, 1 point in Fine Arrow, 2 points in Multi-Shot, 1 point in Lone Guardian, and 1 point in Mightier Than the Sword to remove warriors, so we're only using archers to keep them out of the fight. For Mage, we are making these as tanky as possible, along with a little bit of damage out of them. We gave them the 100% chance to poison, so 4 points in Putrid Essence, 4 points in Splintered Dominion, 3 points in Leech Life, 5 points in Serum Mortis to give them as much crit chance as possible, 1 point in Order of Death to increase the number of mages you can have, and 3 points in Grey Merchant so that every time they do crit, they heal themselves for 15% of their own maximum health, and they have a lot of health. Unfortunately, we can't click them to tell you how much they have, but they have over 1,000% increased health, so they should have quite a bit. And for Wandering Spirits, again, we're summoning as many as possible and keeping them poisoned. We have 5 points in Thin Veil, 1 point in Infectious Dead, 4 points in Lingering Souls, 2 points in Souls of Rage, 1 point in Spectral Putrescence, 4 points in Spectral Scorn, and 3 points in Soul of Filth. For passives, in the Acolyte base class, we are running 8 points in Forbidden Knowledge, 8 points in Stolen Vitality, and 4 points in Grimson Gluttony. In the Lich, we have 23 points. We are running 8 points in Survival of the Cruel, 3 points in Wrathbringer, so that we have a chance for Putrid Wraths on every kill that we have, and 1 point in Hollow Lich, so that our Health Leech becomes increased damage. And we have Bed of Souls, which increases the health regen of both us and our minions. 8 points in that. And then for Necromancer, our Mastery class, we have 69 points. Just ended up that way. We have 8 points in Elixir of Hunger, 8 points in Risen Army, 5 points in Grave Thorns, 8 points in Blood Armor. This is very important for that minion health regen per second. It's a flat number, so when we give them 500 to 1000% increased health regen, they're actually getting a lot back for their tankiness and survivability. You want this. 5 points in Reclamation of Souls, 10 points in Mortal Tether for 150% increased minion health. 3 points in Putrid Retribution, so that every time that a minion dies, it has a 12% chance to give you a Putrid Wrath. 5 points in Frantic Summons, 5 points in River of Bones, 3 points in Heresy, 1 point in Disciples of Necromancy, 4 points in Empty of the Graves, 3 points in Cling to Life, and 1 point in Tyrant. For items, all that you really need to have is the set dodge rating per equipped item, so that you can have as much dodge as possible. We haven't completely maxed our gear, but we do have set dodge on all 4. They're not all T5s. After that, you want minion health regen, and minion dodge. Your own dodge rating is good. Increased health in any ways is good. The chest piece comes with an impressive amount of minion health regen, so definitely put that on there. And we're also running the Plague Staff so that our Wandering Spirits are hitting hard as hell still. With that, for idols, you can really do anything you want with idols. We like to do Transplant cooldowns so that we can get our mana back as much as possible, because this is a pretty mana heavy build. We also have some increased life. We have a chance for minions to apply Mark of Death, and just things that increase our health. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give you some gameplay.